And now, the Rise Above Show, presented by Roofing.com and hosted by Diego Dante.
Welcome to the Rise Above Show, presented by Roofing.com. I am your host, Diego Dante. We're here in Salt Lake City, Utah at D2D-Con, and we're here with my new friend, Jory Sullivan of LGCY Power. How you doing, man?
Good, man. I appreciate. We worked out this morning.
We did. Yeah. We met at the gym this morning.
We're both getting it in early.
Keeping me accountable. I got my workout in. No days off.
None.
And you were jumping rope. I was pretty dead from leg day yesterday, but I was trying my hardest to get a good workout in.
Dude,
so
you're crushing it, man. Absolutely.
I appreciate it, man. So let's talk a little bit here. You know, Rise Above Show. Let's get. I want to make sure people understand, you know, your background and where you came from. So let's start out talking about, you know, how you got into the solar industry.
Yeah.
And then how you've been able to get to where you're at now.
Yeah. So how far back do you want to go? Just to solar?
As far back as you want. Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, specifically with solar.
Okay. Cool. So basically, man, I got into solar just because I wanted to make more money. Come from a lot of us come from a rags to riches story. If you had to put a title on it, grew up, no dad. My mom left, homeless. Wore to state at 16. I heard about knocking doors on a train in Salt Lake when I stopped to Iowa, and I sold alarms for 7.5 years. And then what happened was I heard about this thing called solar, and they told me that I had to sell my house in Kansas City, and I had a pretty comfortable life. I wanted to win. That's all I knew. I made the commitment when I was 16 years old. I wanted to be a millionaire, and I was going to do everything I can ethically to make it happen. And so I was pretty set, but I knew I wanted that goal I set at 16, and they told me that I can make way more than that, what I was doing in alarms, if I sold solar. But the trick was I had to sell my home. My daughter was just born, and I had to move to Greenville, South Carolina.
Love it.
Yeah, and we did, and that was the start of something so beautiful that I'm forever grateful for. That has really changed my family's life, my life, and the people that I get to interact with on a daily basis.
Right on. And then from there, all this was born. How did you, how did you go from there to where you're at now with LGCY Power?
Yeah. So I'm one of the VPs of sales. What I did is I went out and I led from the front. I always talk about we're America because of great generals that weren't afraid of the bigger guy, that weren't afraid to put their butt on the line, and weren't afraid to lead from the front. And the way I kind of talk, I'm a little nerd. I love American history, and I say, hey, George Washington, one of the greatest leaders, right? One of the most cherished leaders, generals of our time, is because he led from the front. And I believe we won the Revolutionary War because our generals were leading from the front, getting in the trenches, making it happen. And England, one of the most dominant armies at the time, their generals led from the tent. They planned. They never attacked. And when things got tough, we propelled, and we basically took an army that was 10 times, 15 times small, and then kicked them out and said, we need our independence. And I've lived that through door-to-door, through direct selling. I've always led from the front in terms of recruiting, in terms of love, with passion, selling, and the mentality I have is if it's to be, it's up to me, and I can't ask you to do something that I don't do. I'll never sit behind the desk. There's moments where you have to, but you got to get out in the field and you got to make it happen. And I've made a career off of never giving up.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, let's talk solar for a minute, because I know I told you this. My whole point with what we're doing here on the Rise Above show here at D2D-Con is there's a big need in our roofing industry for people to implement solar into their business. I hear it all the time. I want to implement solar, but I don't know what I got to do to get started, right? Yep. And so we talked a little bit today, with LGCY Power. I'm looking to give people options. What are the things that they can start doing to start implementing solar? So let's chat about that. If I'm a roofing contractor and I want to start implementing solar into my business, how is teaming up with a company like LGCY going to be able to help me to implement solar?
Yeah, so we're this is shameless plug, right? So I guess I'll start with follow me on Instagram at Jory, Jory, won't lose. but Legacy is the largest privately held solar company, and we understand that there is a big need. I actually think the future of solar is with roofing, and I feel like it's the biggest gap in the solar industry, where solar can double in size. And I'm going to say any owner or any person looking to add roofing into or solar into roofing is, the shameless plug is Legacy is a very big company that has systems, has software where you don't have to go try to reinvent the wheel, because you don't know, and you're trying to push a cinder block when there's a wheel right next to you. What Legacy is they're a full EPC. They actually take care of the customer from start to finish, so you can do what you do best, which is get on people's roofs, sell them roofs, and then at the end of the sale say, oh, also we have solar. And we have people that are going to take it from 0 to 100 to make sure that you guys have a secondary option, and you don't have to worry about the financial stuff. You don't have to worry about is my account progressing. You don't have to worry about trying to go and get new software, right? It's all done. We're a full EPC from 0 to 100, and we understand that your bread and butter is roofing. So let's add solar to your offering to be able to help out with your cash flow. And then also you can utilize some of our software, if you don't have it, to your roofing to help scale that too as well. It goes hand in hand.
So when you team up with a company like yours, is the roofer doing the selling as well, or are they generating the lead for you guys?
Yeah. Well, we want you to do the lead and the selling, right? That's ideally. It's called a franchise. And you guys can reach out to me if you have any questions about that. But we want to give you the full control to run your business. Unless we have a direct sales channel in your market, then we can work out some kind of lead share where you can go partner with us and we can partner with you. We can give you our roofs and go back and forth. That is also an option. But ideally, a lot of what I've been seeing, and I've actually been recruiting a lot through this, where you're a full-on roofing company and you dedicate 1 or 2 people to solar to help close that gap or train your guys. And the good news is we have a whole platform on how to sell solar, right? So you don't have to feel like you have to, like they said, reinvent the wheel. It is 0 to 100, and you can go fast, and you can be obsessed with roofing and solar, not or.
I think that what you've done here is you've taken all the headaches out of trying to learn how to figure this out, because I see a lot of guys that are, trying to bring in an electrician in-house and doing all that stuff, and that's definitely an option, but it seems like if you do it this way, you're teaming up with someone who's a pro at it already. You're able to go in, start implementing the thing, start selling those to your pipeline that you probably already have. If you're a roofing contractor and you've been building out roofs for the last couple of years,
and there's trust, because somebody's gonna knock on their door and try to sell them solar. And so you want to make sure you have a really good customer experience. And if you're not very good at solar, or you don't know what to do, you could sell them, but it may not get installed, it may not get operated, it may fall through the crack, because you don't really know what's happening. But if we can give you a platform that will not only scale your solar side, will simultaneously scale your roofing side, because our platform is universal. Like, you can use our door knocking software, you can see when reps are knocking, how many doors they've knocked, how they disposition the leads, etc. And we can build something custom around for your company to help scale that. And we have doubled in size year over year, because we know there's a need. We're filling that gap and saying, listen, you don't have to go try to install everything on your own, because you can't grow as fast that way. Let us take care of everything. We do a lot. We have a lot of different installers. We did almost 95 megawatts. So it's like over 10,000 installs last year.
Wow.
We've already have these partnerships and all these relationships that we can literally take you into our system and help you win. And we have leaders in the space that will come visit you, come help you, right, and help close your gaps as an owner. The only thing I'm going to say on that is just be obsessed, man. Be obsessed with roofing, be obsessed with solar. And I don't know if there's is there owners usually listening to this?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so owners, listen. If you're hesitant on solar, like, this comes from the heart. Somebody will try to get them to leave you to go sell solar. So you need to add it to your business. So not only can you increase your revenue, but you can add another offering where somebody may not want to get on the roofs anymore, but they can still sell for your company and generate cash flow for you and your family.
I love it, man. I think that this is really great because you're giving people options. And this is for people watching. This is a great option for you if you've not done any sort of solar, to be able to go ahead and start implementing solar into your company. Now, with this being the Rise Above show as well, I talked to you a little bit about this, how we focus a lot on business development, and we're also going to focus on the personal development side.
Yeah.
So I've got a series of 3 questions that I ask everyone.
All right.
So I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to ask you these questions.
I'm nervous.
The first question is, what is a big failure that you've had in either in your business or in your personal life, and how have you been able to rise above?
A big failure.
Could be in your business, could be in leadership, could be in your personal life.
Yeah. So I've lost probably more teams than people have had, and leaders too as well. And because I did not lead from a place of love and security, I led from a place of me instead of we or us. And so if I can give any advice, what I did is I went and I changed my pattern. I went and changed my thought process. I went and changed the way I did things. And I tried to operate from a place of love and understanding first, but also keep the same intensity of obsession. And that's how I've rised above it. So, so I've lost teams and people and leaders because I was self-interested and I didn't love, and I looked at people like dollar signs instead of looking at them like family members.
All right, the next rapid fire question is, how will you know that you have succeeded in business?
Yeah. I'll know this when my grandkids, they're able to inherit what I've created. I can't take it with me when I die. You can't live without it, like J. Cole says, but I came from nothing. I've eaten a poop sandwich for a lot of years of my life, and I want to make sure that I know I'm successful when my kids don't need anything, but they also understand the value of hard work, and my grandkids are going to have an opportunity either to go to college or start their own business because I've set things aside. And for instance, I took 7.5 years to get my 4-year degree.
Wow.
3 different colleges. I chased the dollar, and I've paid for my college door to door, everything. And I got now it sits on my shelf. And anybody wants my college degree, I'll sell it to you for a discount right now. But I did it because I want my kids to at least graduate high school.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So this is a generational thing here, man. Because I literally was the first one in my family to go to college, and so my grandma didn't leave me nothing. Right, my great grandma didn't leave me nothing. My mom, don't even talk to her. Right, my dad out of the picture. So it's just all about my kids. And another success is my wife and I's relationship continues to grow deeper. Right, and it gets more spiritual. Right, and as we get busier, we set time aside not just to operate the businesses. You have a few franchises, but operate for us, and that to me is success.
My last of the rapid fire questions is, what's a book that's changed your life?
Ooh. There's so many.
It doesn't have to be like top one.
Yeah.
But just a book that's changed your life.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go to my phone. I know you guys probably can't see this. I'm gonna go to my phone right here, and let's see right here. Let me go to my books. What one pops up right now? All right, I'm going to be speaking on Door to Door Con about this, but it's called Above the Line by Urban Meyer.
Okay.
Now, Urban Meyer may have been in some stuff recently, but his coaching principles is phenomenal. So it's Above the Line by Urban Meyer. It basically talks about how he took a Florida team that wasn't very good and created them to be a powerhouse. Then he went to Ohio State and took them to be a powerhouse. And it all starts and ends with culture. So any owner listening to this right now, decide what kind of culture you want to have in your business. Draw the line in the sand and go tell your top 15% of performers that that's the culture you want. Have them draw a line in the sand and go attack, and do not deviate from that idea of culture.
I love it. Dude, when I told you today that I knew someone that used to work for you, and I messaged him this morning. I said, hey, I met Jory, said he knows you. He's like, that dude's intense. And I love it, man, because you give it 100%, and I can tell that just from now just chatting on the podcast, just how intentional you are, about leading your team and all the things, right? Even just having a conversation, going all in. And so I appreciate that, man. So, guys, I appreciate for tuning in, and if you've stuck around the whole time, thank you so much. We'll catch you guys next time on the next episode of the Rise Above Show. Peace out.
Go win, baby. Go win.